So hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Impostors. Today we have हंस क्यों रही है? कॉन्शियस मत कर, बोल रहा. Today we
It's the charm.
चुप रह, कुछ charm. Let me focus. So today we
setting the tone for this podcast.
Exactly.
Very nice.
Why are you in denial? You please say.
रुक एक मिनट, बाद में करना बकवास.
ठीक.
उसके लिए 1 घंटा रिजर्व करके रखा.
ठीक है.
So today we have with us one of our closest friends back from the US and the original like Borivali represent.
Don't disclose our location, man. Famous हो जाएगी, सब पता चल जाएगा लोग.
I'm just going to end this right now. I didn't know it was a roast Tasvi podcast. I thought we were here to talk about things.
See, if this was a roast Tasvi podcast तो तेरी बहन और तेरी मम्मी को भी बैठा देते. हम अकेले नहीं करते.
जिस हिसाब से हम बात कर रहे हैं
उठ के आ जाएंगे.
नहीं, मॉम हम लोग को निकाल देंगे घर से. ठीक है. Do what you gotta do.
Okay, so coming back to the podcast. So Tasvi, please tell us that you just like came back to India again, and
Again.
yeah,
Sounds very sad. Again.
yeah, very very sad. And that
You
too
know,
Borivali,
I really wouldn't have it.
not Borivali. She
You
stays
live
in
in
Bangalore.
Don't talk shit about India, bro. Our target
I'm not
audience
talking
is...
shit about India.
Don't make that face. Okay, we get it. You went to the US and you came back.
New York
Listen,
City.
New York City, yes.
Because it's been a dream. It's
To come
nothing
back.
personal. See, all in all, you can't equate Mumbai with New York, and you can't equate New York with Mumbai. They don't go hand in hand because Mumbai is home, and New York is like a dream. So,
Shit got deep way too fast. इतना intellectualize नहीं करना
let's
सोचा
not
था
talk
मैं.
about that. I've decided to go all coffee with Karan on this podcast.
Okay, so I think we'll begin with like first things first. So let's begin with your first impression of like both of us in college
No.
probably.
I think you were the first person I ever spoke to in person. So that was the start. I was like, हाँ ठीक है. मतलब technically you're my first guy friend in Mathura.
You guys met on the first day? Is it
Yeah,
not?
yeah. We technically met on the first
no.
day.
I don't remember. I spoke to you on chat for the first time.
No,
WhatsApp
you
पे.
spoke
जब वो पूरा
to
कॉलेज का
me.
ग्रुप बना था ना,
हाँ.
क्या FIGCH का पूरा ग्रुप बना था.
हाँ.
Like तो भी in
मतलब
person.
एक अच्छी लड़की है दिख रही है, उसको मैसेज करते हैं.
But
आगे पॉडकास्ट में बटर करने की जरूरत नहीं है.
मतलब फैक्ट्स बोल रहा हूँ, अब ये बोल रहा है ऐसा.
जा भी नहीं सकते घर में है. तो नहीं, but like still all in all you were actually the first person I spoke to, be it how many ever days later, because out of you, Ayush and Nikhil, I think you were the last one. We started talking in 12th
12th,
properly,
yeah.
and for you I always thought, oh my god, he's such a scholar, he's always like studying so much into all this, like
Obviously that he was.
so
Very
studious
much.
and somebody you can
Never
go,
bunked a
you
lecture.
can, bro, trust me, somebody you can go to for notes.
Yeah.
That is how we started talking,
Yeah,
bro. One
because-
random day, she just messaged me saying, "Hey, I'm in your class. Can you just send me your notes because I know you are a very good student. You got so many
I
marks."
never said that.
You did. I have
wouldn't
chats.
have ever said
You
were
still
a
have
very good
chats
student.
from back
I
in
do.
2017.
Yeah,
I
I
do.
know. Some of us have good phones.
Okay. No comebacks here. I surrender.
Offended much.
मेरा white flag.
I hope that was the thing.
बोलिए मैं.
But इतने सारे friends बच जाते हैं यार.
No, but
खुद बच जाते हैं.
in general अगर तूने इसको notes के लिए मैसेज किया
हाँ.
तो मतलब फिर भी स्कोप है सब पढ़ाकू लड़कों का.
है भाई मेरा दे कभी
मैंने
ना.
लाइन मारने मैसेज नहीं किया था मुझे,
But
सच्ची
it was a
notes
start
चाहिए
ना.
थी क्योंकि 50
Otherwise
लेक्चर में
ये
से
कब
2
इनिशिएट करता है,
लेक्चर
इसको भी नहीं मालूम बात करना.
हाँ, मैं
वो
भी.
टाइम की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं,
हाँ,
12th की बात
हाँ
कर रहा
वो
हूँ.
तो, but he was very shy.
हाँ, वो
I
तो
was.
Extremely shy.
Very.
I think because it was not making a move and absolutely platonic that he would have texted back and reverted that way. Otherwise मुझे क्या उधर block walk कर रहे था.
At that time I was dating, and at that time I was dating someone who was also very toxic. You know the entire story, right? So
See, all of us have made mistakes.
especially you.
अपनी अपनी बात करो भाई. मेरे कोई मिस्टेक्स नहीं.
मैं बताऊं, bro, तुझे पता है चार्ली पूथ का नया सॉन्ग आया है टेंशन
मैंने कब बोला ऐसा?
अब ये क्या
तुम 11th की बातें मत करो.
कुत्ती कमीनी
I don't remember this song.
Guy wrote Charlie Puth for me, dude. He is my favorite, one of my favorite artists.
You were dating when
No.
Situationship.
Just
Even
a
back before it was a thing.
Where
Exactly.
only Shabam was in this situation.
But it ended in
It was a
11th.
one-sided situationship before it was a thing.
Yeah, वही मैं बोला.
not surprised.
But it ended in 11th standard. उसके बाद 12th से I was a free bird.
इतना ध्यान CA में दिया होता तो
कुछ नहीं अभी तो
CFA level 3 क्लियर कर दिया होता.
नहीं अभी तो दे रहा हूँ ना 2 दे रहा हूँ अभी
हाँ.
3 अगले साल तक हो जाएगा.
हो जाएगा ना.
इजी नहीं है मैं कमेंट नहीं कर रहा पता चला मेरी मम्मी देख रही है.
माँ देख रही है, अच्छा बेटा एक भी
आंटी
रात को 1 बजे पॉडकास्ट शूट कर रहा है, पढ़ाई नहीं कर रहा.
कौन बोला 1 बजे है 12 बजे लंच टाइम है भाई.
पीछे दिख रहा है. इतनी
उधर तक
बड़ी
कैमरा जा रहे थे.
हाँ जा रहा है.
सॉरी यार ये तो मेरा रोस्ट चालू हो गया.
वही तो पॉइंट था ना.
But anyway, like talking about US, you went to the US for your masters.
Yeah.
You were there for a couple of years. You
I
had
was
done
there for
amazing.
precisely 1.5 years.
1.5 years. You always wanted to go.
I ran back as fast as I could. I always wanted to go. See, it was like, honestly speaking, I first went to the US when I was 13. And I've been telling this to everyone, like everybody who knows me knows this, that the first time the 13-year-old me stood at Times Square, I was like, this is where I'm going to build my life. This is where I see myself after 10 years. And there I was after 10 years, but I didn't know that that is not where I wanted to spend my life. Because not even funny, but the ironic part about moving abroad, anywhere, be it anywhere, no matter how much, because honestly when I said that you can't compare Mumbai and NYC because both are absolutely beautiful in their own ways, especially for me. New York has been a dream, and when I say it's been a dream, I don't exaggerate when I'm having a very, very, very bad day. And I've put this on a story also. I just look up. I just look up at the city, look at the buildings, and it calms me down. I mean, something having a nerve calming impact on you. I had like peak anxiety during that time of my life, and which was absolutely reasonable. Still recovering from it. Asterisks. But yeah, I mean, it used to calm me down. I mean, I don't hate the place. I don't hate the life. I'm not anti not doing any chores. I used to like being self-independent, but what really gets you and what people have actually started talking about now is how lonely you get. I lived with all of my closest friends. Friends you can call family, but in the end, it's still you at the end of the day. Because come on, for how old was I? 22. For 22 years of your life, especially जब से हम समझदार हो रहे हैं, basically, you come back home to your siblings, your parents, your grandparents. Even if it's the friends you've grown up with, it doesn't feel like home. So that's how lonely it gets, and that mentally takes a toll on everyone. I'm sure everybody can agree with me on this, that the loneliness takes you over. No matter how glorifying everything is, I'm not even kidding. The culture is very nice, the place is nice. I'm not even going to start about the cold because I can't do cold. But still, I survived. Like I would not want to give up that life, regardless of the weather conditions, whatever comes with it. You have to keep spending money. It's not as easy as you have it in India. Like you have to be absolutely independent, calculative. I'm not saying that, but it's you at the end of the day. So however, you guys know how extroverted I was. Like
Exactly,
completely.
yeah,
I had
I
like
was
a
just going to say that.
bazillion friends,
Yeah.
and I don't like talking to people anymore. I want to be with myself and probably just hang around with the people I know and I'm comfortable with. I don't personally mentally feel like, and all this happened within 1.5 years, and it's nobody's fault. It's not even my fault. It's nothing internal, external. It's just sometimes you don't realize what kind of environment you are in and what's so crippling about the whole thing, because in the end it's just you. I mean, how often can you be at peace, locked in your own room, being an extrovert? I mean, the transition is unreal. It is very, very, very difficult. But again, the weather does that to you. I don't want to step out in 5 degrees or -5 degrees looking like an Eskimo. So it was
That's true.
It's bad. They have blizzards. They literally have like, you don't, like, my skin is healed, but on my hands I had cuts and bruises. Why? Because of the frost. I mean, it was that bad. But all in all, the city's been good to me, and I had a very, very, very good college. I found a family and so many friends. My first cousin used to live there, so that kind of made it much more bearable, and it's just, the whole experience was incredible. But in the end, it's a scam. Please, everybody, whoever goes, please come back, because it is so disheartening. I mean, of course, no offense to anyone, you do what you gotta do, and wherever life takes you. But trust me, I don't regret my decision of coming back.
I don't think that our podcast is like very much appreciative of, you know, people going abroad. You know, it's not setting a good example. ये आदमी कनाडा कैंसिल करके इधर आ गया, ये यूएस से भाग के आगे बोले मैं उधर नहीं जाने का।
ऋषिक का स्टोरी में इधर घूम रहा था
गे क्लब में।
हाँ, पर कम ऑन, तुम ऐसी जगह पे हो जहाँ पे तुम्हारी लाइफ को थ्रेट है बेसिकली. You cannot be in the right state of mind because you never know what's gonna happen to you. Dude, there is a huge difference between people who are homeless there. We were just talking about it the other day, and this was like the prime rant that I made throughout our entire dinner, that how tricky it is to survive there, especially when you're alone, because of the entire environment. People are crazy, and when I tell you people are crazy, they are absolutely insane over the head. Like, you don't know where to run, you don't know whether to run to survive or to run for your life. You don't know about this, but I was just telling these guys that me and one of my friends, one of my very close friends, we were going to a party, and we were at the main Herald Square station, like the 33rd Street station. It's the busiest metro MTA station of New York City, okay? And I mean, it's literally the Bandra or the Andheri, for that matter of fact. And not experienced the Dadar.
कुरला.
क्या मुझे नहीं पता, मुझे फोमो हो रहा है.
देखो कुरला नहीं मालूम क्या?
नहीं, कि दादर और कुरला कितना बिजी है.
अच्छा, वैसा मुझे तो कुरला नहीं पता क्या है. बोला किसने
मैं इधर से ही हूँ. Coming back to my story, talk about homeless people.
Yeah.
They are dangerous. Absolutely dangerous. Run for your life. I mean, not all of them, but the stories you will hear. So we were going to a party, and
but you befriended Harshal ना, वो तो ठीक ही था.
that joke is on all of you as well, okay?
वो आता था 11th standard में. So this guy, I'm just giving context, आया था बाहर से यहाँ पर क्रिकेट खेलने, ठीक है?
क्यों रोस्ट कर रहे हो?
नहीं, रोस्ट नहीं कर रहा मैं, उसका खाली मंथ एंड एक्टिविटीज बता रहा हूँ.
I will call him after this gets released.
तो उधर अगर मिट्टी एक बार बड़ा पाव खाते थे ना, तो 20 तारीख से लेकर 30 तारीख के बीच में ब्रो मेरा मंथ एंड है बड़ा पाव. हर्षल जब बाहर से आया था ना, उसको गाली देने को नहीं आता था, ठीक है? तो ना भड़वा को भावड़ा बोलता था. तो
मैंने कुछ और सुना है, मैंने कुछ और भी सुना, कोई अलग वर्जन भी सुना है,
बहुत वर्जन थे. तो वो दृष्टि बैठती थी ना आगे, और वो घाटकों पर से टिपिकल उसका एक्सेंट, वो भी बोलते बोलते भावड़ा नहीं भड़वा होता.
I can imagine.
Okay, enough talking about Harshal. Not worth it anymore. So we'll continue with your homelessness story.
कुछ नहीं, my story died basically. Nothing. So we were just walking, and after a while you just get used to it. कि हाँ ठीक है, okay, homeless people, this that, and they are dangerous.
बस इतना ही था.
But listen to me. तो basically हम लोग बस ऐसे चल रहे थे, and we were going to the platform because subways are, you have to go down the stairs. And I was on my phone, and this homeless guy was just at the side and everything. But I could, like, from my peripheral, I kind of understood that I have to take another route because it's just the way it is. Those are your survival instincts that kick in. So, and when we were getting down, my friend, he just fell down the stairs. And I held him. Yeah. And I was like, what is wrong with you? The guy got up and he's like, move, run. I'm like, what happened? And then, see, I don't even remember because I phased out most of it. It was extremely traumatic and this is my coping mechanism. But all in all, so we had like an empty glass bottle with us, which also fell down. And I was like, why are you panicking? Why are you running? He's like, let's go. And that fell down. So he stopped to pick that up. And until then, I realized that there's this homeless man chasing us. And I'm yelling at him, why are you picking the bottle and everything? Long story short, my friend just goes and trashes the bottle. The next thing I know, this guy goes to the trash can, looks for the bottle, gets extremely furious because he did not get his hands on the weapon. And the only thing I remember, because I was almost so traumatized, the only thing I remember him saying is, he said a bunch of things, okay? And he was like, it is such a beautiful night. It would have been a very unfortunate thing if I had to kill either one of you.
He said it to your face.
Yes. At this distance.
That's fucking crazy.
I was here. My friend is here. I'm crying. I'm like literally chanting Hanuman Chalisa. And this guy is going on and on. He's gone off about the craziest thing. And then my friend tells me, and then I was like, how did you slip? So he's like, that man pushed me off the stairs. I'm like,
for no reason,
what?
right? Nothing happened.
Absolutely no reason. I'm like, why did he push you off? He's like, tera dhyan nahi tha, but he tried to punch me. And I swerved. So the punch went through the air and that kind of got him going. So he pushed him down the stairs for absolutely no reason. The only reason being that my friend made eye contact with him.
Oh.
And he got absolutely offended. And I'm just like, one eye contact. There was this another scene where I was coming back from the university. And so I used to live in New Jersey. Jersey City basically, and the train that bridges the gap between Jersey and Manhattan is called the PATH train, and usually the PATH trains are subjectively considered very, very, very safe, okay, like comparative to the MTAs. But me and my friend, one of my other friends, we were just getting back, and these subways are underground, so you have no network. You have no service whatsoever, and then there's this patch from Christopher Street to Newport, which is a good 7 to 10 minute train ride. Like there's no station between that. So just imagine you being trapped in that space where there's no network or anything for 7 to 8 minutes. It's like a whole journey. But this guy was like about 6 feet tall, and like the thing was 10 feet tall.
What thing?
And the train. And he was 6 feet tall, and he was reeking. He was smelling. He was stinking, and we all just like everybody just exchanged those looks, and you just know that like everybody is in a warning state. Okay. And there was this girl, she had like a very, very, very small dog. And this man, you know, when they're crazy, you just know. He probably had a treat or something, and he approached that girl and he offered the treat to the dog. And you being you, the human you are, this girl just nodded like, no. She didn't even say a word. She just nodded her head sideways. This man, that ticked him off.
He got pissed.
He got pissed. And his reason of getting pissed was, do you think I'm a fool? Do you think I'm a joke? How can you be so impolite? You could have said no thank you. What do you mean that you're nodding your head and just not saying anything? How are you so disrespectful? And then he started off with words like, it'll be so unfortunate, like quote unquote, that you wouldn't be walking out of this coach without your dog. What if your dog just dies here right now? And he just like fat shamed her, called her like a bitch and whatnot, and like everybody was so silent. Remember, there was a lady sitting right next to that girl. That girl was almost into tears. We were all praying. You can't do anything because it's not, look, homeless people in India are still respectful. They're not dangerous. They are nice. These guys you can't even know if they have a
Psychopaths.
weapon. Dude,
Genuinely.
they can have a gun or a weapon.
Yeah.
They don't really care. They could slice you in half and your case is just done. Like, you can't do anything about it. Nobody can act. People can't even go to help you because you never know what will happen to you. Here at least people can pull apart a crowd, right? उधर तो तुम हिम्मत भी नहीं कर सकते कि कोई अगर कोई रकस क्रिएट कर रहा है तो you can just like go and help somebody out and sort the entire case because you never know what will happen to you.
Exactly.
They have
Yeah.
weapons, like legit weapons, and we were all so shit scared that this guy, we were just praying, like we were all logged in for 7 minutes. Had it been like a busy normal like another route, like some other patch in the journey, we would have had like at least another station coming in, I think 2 to 3 minutes of frequency, but this was like 7 minutes. The entire coach was dead silent. And this guy has been abusing the girl non-stop. The lady next to her has held her hand so tight, she squeezed it because that is all she could do. She couldn't speak up, she couldn't do anything, she couldn't say anything. It was life-threatening. How can you go home and sleep after this?
You just can't.
Just imagine.
We just needed a John Wick moment. उसके कुत्ते को मारता है John Wick आके boom.
कसम से.
ये proper John Wick का story है.
Proper story.
Because the way they glorify Hollywood, ऐसा तो होना ही चाहिए था.
और actually होता है सब फालतू बकचोदी उधर.
People are
होती है.
crazy.
People
bro.
are
People
actually
are fucking
crazy because they're on drugs. They're heavily
अगर कोई कभी
sedated.
कोई ऐसा कोई बोलेगा कि Hollywood movies are unrealistic. We have live examples जहाँ पर वो पागल है literally.
Especially American movies.
Yeah.
Especially American movies are very, very, very unrealistic. Because it's not even movies. If you talk about shows, like I've lived in New York. New York is nothing close to having a life like Friends. It is a scam. It is something that you might have experienced in the 90s, like the entire summer. Very, very, very huge sitcom fan. I've seen possibly every sitcom that ever has to exist. And like some people
I mean,
who've not seen Modern Family.
Really, I think like top 4 sitcoms.
Trust me, it is one of the best
It's
sitcoms
that good?
I personally have
It's
seen.
very wholesome as well. It's
It
funny.
is.
And the writing is impeccable.
It is
the writing मतलब वो लोग
unmatched.
जैसे लिंक करते हैं ना हर चीज को.
Unmatched. The
which one is
entire
better,
script-
Friends or Modern Family?
Modern Family, any day.
Modern.
Oh, okay.
Any day.
That good.
Friends is a very... See, I love Friends. I'm a huge Friends fan. But Friends is the start to a sitcom journey, basically. It lays the foundation for sitcoms.
Correct.
I mean, you can't glorify Friends. It is wholesome, everything. But when you actually sit to see other sitcoms, like Big Bang Theory,
Plus
Big Bang
Modern
Theory is damn
Family,
nice.
The Office, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Schitt's Creek, Seinfeld,
Plus
that 70s show.
Oh,
that's ambitious.
it's been a while.
Friends is probably the first sitcom that everyone sees in general.
Correct.
Especially,
when
I think हमारे generation.
Yeah, in our generation, everyone I think.
Because वो recommended था. I remember
I
seeing
saw Friends in
when
10th
I was-
standard.
Yeah, when I was
Yeah.
in the 9th grade. Yeah.
10th,
So
11th,
basically,
yes.
I was too late. Of course.
Yeah, my friends were in 8th or 9th.
Yeah.
Very late. But like, it's the base. It's like
Yeah.
it's like the little course you do before actually entering the sitcom world. Because that's when you catch on, and that's when you identify whether you like funny shows, funny genre, or
Yeah.
like whether you like the comedy.
So like I think this is a controversial take. I don't know if I have or not, and I don't know if I'm very much annoyed by it or not. But I've obviously seen many people. Example, they start with Friends, and
Yeah.
example they then watch something else, and then they start hating on Friends like anything.
I don't
Yeah.
agree with
हाँ
that.
मतलब मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि ठीक है कि
You
मतलब
can't compare shows. See, they were different in their own times. So the entire Carol and Susan episode, like the entire premise of it, was way ahead of its time. मतलब वो टाइम पे किसी को ऐसे I don't think digest भी हुआ होगा ये पूरा concept या क्या था, and the way that I just read another, like too old, but I read that thing which I found was very beautiful, where how the writers have given each female lead a different kind of pregnancy. Like Rachel is a single mother. Monica did like an adoptive surrogate, like, and Phoebe was like a surrogate. So you know, yeah, I mean, those are the hidden messages and those are the hidden storylines that you can never discover except for the people who like intricately watch a show and
Correct.
actually do the character judgment over a time. Like, you cannot compare to sitcoms. I'm like,
One
totally
interesting
against.
observation, अगर इसे खाली observation wise बोल रहे हैं, so in How I Met Your Mother, जब मार्शल का डैड एक्सपायर होता है,
हाँ.
तो apparently there is this video on YouTube if you search, तो फिर before his father's death, like there is this countdown, एकदम proper. I don't know कि from example from 100 to 1 or from 50 to 1, हाँ.
Like recent episode या ऐसा कुछ और is it
There's
like
a countdown as in?
A countdown which indicates कि उसके वो डैड की डेथ होगी, something like that. Example अगर एक है, so in one episode अगर उन लोग एग्जाम्पल 12 में, ठीक है, और पीछे एग्जाम्पल ये क्लॉक है, तो एग्जाम्पल उस पे नंबर दिखा रहा है 12, तो नेक्स्ट एपिसोड पे कोई रैंडम सीन में दिखाएगा पे नंबर 11, ऐसे 10 9 8 फिर ऐसे 1 पे लेके आएगा, एंड इन द एग्जैक्ट नेक्स्ट एपिसोड जब 0 होने वाला है फिर देन हिज फादर विल पास अवे. वैसा ऐसा मेरे को भी नहीं पता था. हाँ मैं
That's crazy.
that is crazy.
ऐसा मैंने अभी
But
आई एम
I'll
होपिंग
tell
कि
you.
यूट्यूब पे हो, वरना नहीं मिला तो मैं बहुत नहीं है यूट्यूब
होना
पे.
चाहिए.
हाँ मैंने यूट्यूब पे देखा था
होना
इसके
चाहिए, हाँ.
लिए. You all continue just for my own satisfaction, I'll search.
Yeah, but no, that is the whole thing. I mean, sitcoms, we don't really find the hidden meaning behind it. मतलब अगर तुम कोई दूसरा genre देख रहे हो तो it is well anticipated कि there'll be a story, there'll be a cross connection, there'll be like something will amount to. But these small cute details that people rediscover later, like even in terms of the characters, like how the entire, if you know about Friends only, how the entire relationship between Ross and Rachel was always compared to the one with Monica and Chandler.
But
But
they were
nobody
two
does that
completely different
anymore.
things,
Yeah, nobody does that anymore because now people actually know and people have differentiated between Ross and Rachel in a relationship. However, no matter at every episode you laugh or whatever jokes the character makes, you still know how to do the analysis. I mean, most of the people agree and proclaim that Ross was like a biggest walking talking red flag. And it's been glorified in
Was
such
he?
a way. Yeah,
I like him.
He was
Even I like him.
I like him.
But when you read all these things, you kind of, your brain goes back into that entire.
Maybe
is
that
their own-
jealousy phase when
Then
he
is
was
their own
jealous of
personal
Mark.
agenda.
Not even a jealousy
वो फिर सामने वाले का
phase.
वो फिर खुद का एजेंडा है जो लिख रहा है कि
हाँ,
मेरे को इसको
मतलब
दिखाना
I
है.
hate this
वही
character,
है, so
I'll
you
do
know,
anything to
like,
prove him wrong.
You either assassinate the character or you glorify the character, because then somewhere Rachel is being portrayed as this rich spoiled brat, but then where is her, with people do talk about her character development as well, right? तो मतलब तुम एक कैरेक्टर को जैसे टारगेट नहीं कर सकते, तुम एक शो को भी टारगेट नहीं कर सकते. You cannot hate on a show just because you have better shows to watch. I mean, that is how things develop.
Yeah, I think वही मतलब so you know as we spoke, you know, फिर people hating on Friends as they grow older.
Yeah.
I think that as a concept or that as a thought is
That is just a
not
pick me
valid.
behavior.
Yeah, that is not
basically
valid.
just
Or
trying
just
to
to
act
sound
cool, you know,
Yeah,
exactly.
that is
This
just
one
a
show that everyone has watched. They don't want to
For
sound like
example,
racist, so they'll just hate on.
Yeah.
You watched Friends when you were 14 or 15. You watched, example, let's say Modern Family when you were 22.
Exactly.
You watched The
You know,
Office when you were
honestly-
20.
honestly-
So तुम्हारा sense of humor with age
Even
वो फिर बढ़ता
even
गया.
that, and when you sit to watch like shows, if you equate The Office with Modern Family, Modern Family is a very 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 beautifully connected comedy, whereas The Office, not everybody gets that kind of humor. I love The Office,
Yeah,
but
Office is
if I
top
have
tier.
to introduce The Office to my friends, I cannot say I have to keep telling people that this is how the characters are. Like you have to stick with the show to actually know why Michael is the way he is. If I randomly make you sit and watch an episode of The Office, you might not be so fascinated and fancied by it, you'll just be like, ये क्या कर रहा है?
Yeah, by the end of the show, you'll find out कि Dwight is a good person.
Exactly.
Dwight is a good person. मतलब
Yeah.
बहुत खराब भी नहीं है जैसा उसको वो दिखा रहा है. He cares for people.
Like that is a show which you have to stay with for a very long time to know, because if you pick the first season of The Office,
that is what I've heard. The first season really bad. That's the reason I don't
देखा
watch
नहीं
it.
Office.
नहीं.
ये
It
इसने
is so
Office नहीं
bad.
देखा है.
I stopped watching.
Modern Family नहीं देखा
वो
है.
unreal है ना.
ये आदमी
मैं YouTube देखता हूँ. क्यों चालू किया podcast? YouTube देखता हूँ इसलिए.
now to our different segment that you wanted to talk about.
I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
We can rather call my sister for it, because
Yeah.
she might be able to tell the story very nicely.
And the reason why we are calling her is because you're tired of her, and I know you guys are also tired
Very,
of her.
very, very irrelevant.
And she is the better sister in general.
Yeah,
They
she's
can never
more
be tired
talented.
of me.
She's prettier.
They will
She
be
is
calling
smarter.
me. He texts me every day
How is that? Wait, what?
because you miss me.
You have a girlfriend, bro. Don't text her every day.
Okay. So, hi Kashish.
Hi.
Thank you for coming.
Of course.
Finally,
Thank
the
you
better
for having me.
sister
You
is
can
here.
go. Of course. You called me here.
I didn't call you.
You
I
did.
just called you for the story. Make sure she doesn't stay for more than 10 minutes. Time starts now.
Okay.
I'm not you.
So she's here because you want to talk about horror shit, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of we have a lot of horror
smooth
stories.
transition. Guys.
Yeah, very smooth.
Very smooth.
Yeah. So Kashish.
That's the best we can think of at 2:17 a.m.
Listen, हाँ, अब तुझे टाइम बोलना है क्योंकि अब तेरी मम्मी को पता नहीं चलेगा ना कि दोपहर के 12 बज गए हैं.
Even I have to sleep alone, guys. But it's better than sleeping with you.
Such sad people. Listen,
No, actually, she was.
you
the
have
only-
no idea. You know, I've bullied her.
bullied me so
bullied
much.
her
She made
through
me
her
cry.
entire
I'm guessing calling two sisters wasn't a good idea.
She made me
No.
cry.
With relation to horror things, okay, so I love horror. You can make me, like, since I was a little kid, I'm never afraid of anything which is related to horror. So basically, like I said, I loved horror. हमारे मैडम बहुत बड़े फट्टू.
बहुत.
And because we used to have like sleep in one room together. I don't know, how old were you?
Very.
Very little.
Very little. So
little,
I don't
full
even
baby.
remember.
And
that well.
I'll tell you, she would have barely been like 6 years old, okay? And I was, of course, 3 years older. What I used to do
The
is,
biggest
and I am not a very physical person.
Yeah.
So I hate when somebody kind of like comes, and especially like mom, Kashish, because they have the habit to just come, hug, give kisses, and like how moms typically are, and I hate
They are?
that.
With girls.
My
with
girl.
girls.
Yeah, basically,
Yeah.
and like my mom is a big snuggler.
My
Even
mom is
she
like,
is.
निकल घर से. 11 बज गए तो तक लाइब्रेरी क्यों नहीं गए?
नहीं, but
Even I
इसके other, like I'm very mischievous. I will go and slap her, and she will not slap me back. What will a normal sibling do? They'll
Complain.
slap you back. No, or complain. But technically they'll hit you back. She'll do the sibling shit. She'll count how many times I've hit her. But
Yeah.
then she'll come to kiss
And
me
kiss
that
me,
so
right.
many times.
That irritates the shit out of me.
I
and
hate
I
it.
love it.
I hate it. And so, coming back to the point, I used to not like cuddle and sleep, okay? And she was so small and young and nice back then.
I still am.
realized and embraced that. Cool. So, she used to wait for me to fall asleep.
Every night.
So that she can,
Every
because she was
night.
scared of the dark, so that she can come and she can hug me and sleep.
That's so
You
cute.
never even like let me touch her or something.
used to
like
hate.
हाथ
I
पकड़
still
ले,
hate it.
थोड़ा तो कुछ तो दे दे.
She
Let me
points
sleep
to
peacefully.
you are the mean one.
I'm not
Exactly,
mean.
see?
That is just my preference. I'm sorry.
That's just your personality.
I want to.
Once again, no comments. I just sit here.
पूरे podcast में तो कुछ बोल ही मत.
मैं बोल रहा हूँ कुछ नहीं.
So,
She used to make these noises as well. And I was
Dude,
like,
I used
not
to
let
make
me
these
sleep. and then
Scary
she'd sleep.
noises. I used to make these I used to scare the shit out of her. I used to tell her random stories related to ghosts and
So
like
much.
witches and like chudel stories basically.
One time
And I
I
used to scare
remember,
her.
I don't think I've told her that, like she just said, like she said a story or something, and like we had a computer in our room, and वो ऐसे मतलब एक कोने में होता है, तो वैसे था, और मैं मतलब मेजॉरिटी कंप्यूटर पे ही कुछ ना कुछ टाइम पास करती थी. So one day she's just coming and she's telling me, you know, when you're on your computer, you don't know if there's someone watching you from behind, and like you always check if someone's watching you from behind, right and left, but you never check up or down.
You're a
And
fucking
all of
bully,
that.
bro.
And I was just, and then she left. And I just couldn't focus on the computer. I was like, if somebody's there, I could like feel someone.
Is there someone watching?
She was always like that, and I was like,
You never know.
the worst.
This is
person.
something I read on the internet.
Stop using internet, bro. It's not for you.
I love reading creepy things. I'm like so.
Not
But your
creepy.
life would
Reddit
have
for the
been
win.
better, no?
Yeah.
When she was gone, your life would have been so much better, right?
Yeah, so much better.
Not just your life.
I'm not
my
even-
life, his life.
Entire Borivali agrees with you.
I'm going out to Bahrain too. Okay, I'm going to stop.
मैं अभी भी कुछ भी नहीं बोला. मैं तेरे को काउंट करा, तेरे को वीडियो
पूरा का पूरा घुस रहा है अभी तो.
तेरे को वीडियो में काउंट मिलेगा. मैंने कुछ नहीं बोला, मैंने प्रूफ भी दिया. मैंने
तू ये एम्फसाइज बड़े अच्छे से कर रहा है
क्या एम्फसाइज किया मैंने?
कि मैं कुछ नहीं
मैं मेरा यही बोलना कि मैं कुछ नहीं बोल रहा.
But regardless, anyway, moving on to the most fantastic, horrifying experience Kashish had. One.
There's a village in Gujarat that like we're from actually. It's called Sipur.
Yeah.
So
It's our native place.
Yeah, it's our native place. So like I've never been there. That was the first
Neither
time.
of us. It's
Yeah, I don't think
been
we-
shut. The house has
yeah.
been shut years ago.
Nobody's ever been there actually. And it was the first time we were there because उधर कुछ तो पूछना
But
था.
sorry, but like previously we are aware of the fact, and like my dearest mother has hyped it to another level that there are ghosts in that.
Yeah, there are ghosts
Gaon.
and
Yeah.
because it's a very like backward old ऐसे मतलब
It's a proper native place, like
place
basically.
जैसे
Yeah.
जैसे होता है. So we were there and like I've never been there and I've heard these stories and I was like okay fine मतलब nobody was there, like none of my cousins, or just one sister that I had with me, even she wasn't there. So we went and all of the like elders and everybody, they were उधर मंदिर में, मतलब उधर जहाँ थे. Like we were super bored. I was like कि अभी क्या ही करेंगे. We were hungry. We were like let's go make Maggie and all. So we didn't know where to do that. So but my mom is like there's this relative of ours and like she was the neighbor of like where we lived, right? It was the same locality. The house where they stayed or the previous house, there are like multiple small houses around like each other, next to each other. It was a very like small society, not even society actually, मतलब ऐसे छोटा सा बोल सकते हैं ना, ऐसे gate entrance होता है छोटा सा, and then like 4 or 5 different houses and there's one more gate, ऐसे बस ऐसे ही कुछ होता. So on the other side it was a huge gate and it was a dead end over there, and so this side we entered from the smaller gate and then we went and my mom is like कि हाँ मतलब ये दादी है इनके घर पे, like we knew her ऐसे like you can sit and eat and make whatever you want. So we're like okay fine, और हम लोग already डरे हुए थे like please don't leave us alone, but like we have to go. But फिर ठीक है हम गए उधर, we had food and all we made, and then जो leftover था we had to like throw it because and clean everything up. So my sister and I like we went out and we were like finding a place to throw the food. So but we didn't find anything near the gate. Like of course there was a dead end, and so we're like अभी कहाँ ही जाएंगे, कुछ है नहीं, तो हम उधर गेट के उधर रख देंगे, कोई अभी सुबह आएगा तो लेके जाएगा. And then I was just standing over there, उधर lights तो होते ही नहीं. I don't know why there are no lights.
I think it's just a thing.
Just
Even in the
one.
US, there are no lights.
One street light, and not even street
They
light.
can't- I don't think they can afford
lamp or a bulb or something which I don't know. But thank God वो भी था उधर. और वो उधर गेट के उधर ही था, like where I was standing. So my sister went. She had to go to the bathroom, and the bathrooms are usually outside the house. And before that, like we were like playing, and like she was washing the utensils and all. So I was recording her and all that. So like she threw the water at me and like I got full wet and I was just making fun of her and all that. I was like, I'm gonna get back to you and all of that. She's like, हाँ देख लेंगे मतलब वो सब. And then she went in the bathroom and I was just waiting for her and it was just very very silent. And I just out of nowhere I heard somebody walking, मतलब some like woman. I don't know.
Want to think of it as a woman.
Yeah, of a woman, and because like,
I mean, but
पायल की
naturally.
आवाज़
Exactly.
थी, yeah, naturally. So like वो पायल की आवाज़ थी, and then I was like ठीक है होगा, मतलब वो घर में भी लोग हैं और उधर तो सभी मतलब ये पायल वायल पहनते हैं और वो सब होता है. I was like fair, कोई ना कोई चल रहा होगा and वो आवाज़ आ रही होगी. But फिर वो आवाज़ आई and then I saw like I was standing over here and the gate was somewhere like right in front of me, ऐसे थोड़ा ही दूर, and then the light was over here only. So I saw a shadow of a woman like pass by, and when you go to that side it's like a dead end. There's nothing, and और उधर जाके पता नहीं किधर खत्म, मतलब it wasn't even like कि कोई उधर जाके you know वापस आया हो और ऐसे.
But actually see them if they come back because you were.
Yeah, I mean of course, and मतलब और I was there for like 2 minutes or like because my sister was in the washroom, so I was just waiting for her. But I just saw the shadow of a woman, and oh no, sorry, I didn't know that it was a dead end. I actually, my sister, because I told her like you go and see, you throw the food, I'm not coming. So like नहीं उधर कुछ नहीं है, फिर हमने उधर रखा तो I didn't know it was a dead end. I thought कि मतलब कोई आंटी गए होंगे उधर से. फिर मैं आई बाहर और फिर मेरी बहन ने भी आवाज़ सुनी. And then she like किसका आवाज़ है ऐसे, मतलब कि नहीं मतलब कोई आंटी गए यहाँ से, मतलब वो उनका probably आवाज़ होगा. And then she told me like कि नहीं उधर एक dead end है और उधर कोई नहीं. And then I just looked at her and she looked at me and I was like अंदर घर के अंदर अभी के अभी, and we just ran.
गोटी कल्टी मार.
That's when you realized.
I was like बस हमने like one look, she said it was a dead end. I looked at her, she looked at
Get
me
the fuck out of
and
here.
you're like नहीं, and I was ahead of her. She literally grabbed me, pushed me back and she went inside.
पहले इसको खाना.
इसमें गुस्सा.
मैं वो भी बात पे confused थी. We just went and like you left me inside and you were sitting right in front of the दादी. मैं like कि ऐसे कुछ मतलब हम लोग को आवाज़ दिखा ऐसे, and that is when she told us like you know you guys shouldn't go outside and all of that because a lot of people have experienced a lot of things like this, like they're used to it because they live there all the time, but they're like कि तुम लोग को पता नहीं है और ये सब. तो without any knowledge don't go and don't do anything, just sit unless somebody comes. और मतलब she even told us that she's not going to let us go alone, and of course we were not going to. We were like in no way अभी तो
Of course
no fucking way.
yeah, so we called our driver to like just come and pick us up. And till then, so before that, when my sister like she threw the water on me, I was like I'm gonna get back to you and all of that. And then we ran, and obviously my clothes and my like slippers and everything, they were wet and all. And we went inside, and then when our driver came, we came out and all. And apparently out of nowhere, like I don't know how that happened, like all of our like slippers and everything was wet. Both of our slippers and all, and she's looking at me and she's like तू अंदर ही थी ना मेरे बाजू में, तो मतलब पानी कहाँ से आया, मतलब वो गीला कैसे हुए, मतलब गीले कैसे हुए मेरे चप्पल and all that. I was like I don't know, let's just shut up, go sit in the car and just get out of here. I couldn't think of anything. I was
That
like,
was basically a sign. Thank God you guys
I
left.
mean,
Oh,
obviously. I mean, I
yeah.
don't think ghosts are ऐसे extremist way में harmful or whatever if it was
Yeah, I
a
mean-
ghost.
I mean, if these
Yeah,
guys
they-
would have stayed for longer, I mean,
No, but there are people living there, no?
I know, but
Yeah.
new people coming, ऐसे invading their
Exactly,
space, so they would have been pissed.
Yeah.
ये कौन आ रहा है, ये
But
कहाँ
they
से
were
आ रहा
new
है?
people na to that
They were
area.
new,
Exactly.
maybe because
Yeah.
of
So,
that, basically.
वो
But
hint
like-
था कि निकल जाओ. इसके
हाँ.
अगर और रुकते तो probably
या तो
something
निकल जाओ,
else would have happened.
या to establish their presence.
Yeah,
yeah,
कि
just like
Yeah.
हम यहाँ रहते हैं.
हाँ.
It's scary.
there or something, and then
Scary.
I was like nothing, and like the driver uncle also, he's my dada's driver. So he's been with him since like
very long.
yeah,
30
30 years or something. Like way before like we were born, my sister was born, everybody. So he's been to that village a lot of times with Dada and all. So when we sat in the car, we told him, he's like, don't like, we know कि उन्होंने भी मतलब वो इतने टाइम से आए, उन्होंने देखा है, तो he's like कि रहने दो, मतलब it's not even like कि I don't believe you as like he believed that something
Everybody
just don't talk about it.
Yeah, might
Everybody
have
believe you because like
happened
a
or ऐसे.
context or something,
Yeah.
but I don't even know when this backs to. We don't know, but like yeah, that house basically my badi mummy. She kind of. There's a story like that. There's a story behind it. If you really ask my mom also right now, my mom is going to be the first person to jump into this conversation. Be like, वहाँ पे भूत है और वहाँ पे existence है. The story is like my badi mummy saw somebody like go upstairs, and she also heard like way earlier. I'm talking about years earlier. And she kind of got very scared, and then my dad, there was a terrace and nobody sleeps upstairs, like you just know it's like a basic thing that is
just don't disturb.
yeah, you just don't go. And my dad went to check, but because there was nothing, there was just a terrace. I mean rooms खत्म हो जाते हैं ऊपर, और घर का मेंबर कौन ही जाएगा, तुमको पता तो चलेगा कि कोई जाएगा तो. And it was just me, my like it was just my mom and my badi mummy and like rest other people. So you know you have a head count, and then she just saw this miscellaneous figure go up, and then it was very scary. So like I think she also substantiates the fact that there are ghosts over there, and so does my mom. But it is real, it is true.
Yeah.
You can't do anything about it.
My dad doesn't because
Yeah.
he
He thinks it's all bullshit.
yeah.
He thinks it's psychological.
Yeah.
Subconscious mind.
Yeah.
No, see, no,
Yeah.
definitely not. He low-key does believe in it. But then the very much establishment and the proven fact that, oh no, there are ghosts. He does believe the fact that there are spirits or some entities around us roaming. But no, mom used to tell us that she and her cousins, they used to call ghosts. They used to actually do the Ouija board thing, and not with an Ouija board, but like she said that they've called ghosts in like a coin.
How does that work?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Was it?
I don't know, because yesterday only one of my co-workers was also telling me how she was young. When she was young, they used to also call ghosts the entire time. And the first thing I asked her, because I don't know, I'd seen this movie. I think it was Ouija only. There are a couple versions of it. I don't remember which one. But in that they mention a bazillion times, like there are rules to how to play the board. I mean, you say hello, then you do this, and then the most important rule I remember is because it's been repeatedly said in the movie that you always say goodbye. And that is how the story lands.
The spirit is stuck in the
that
in
is
this
exactly,
world.
and that is the first question I had to my coworker was like, how did you end this? Like, and so she was like, yeah, we used to always say, okay, now bye. We are also done. You also go. This was just for the sake of it. It's okay. Then my mom had told me a story, or I think one of my teachers. I love hearing all these things. It's like a lot of things mixed together. But either my teacher or my mom, I don't remember, when they were doing this board thing, there was somebody with them who was pregnant, and they asked the spirit if it's a boy or a girl. And the spirit said that it's a boy, and it was a boy. Like, just imagine.
So guys, amidst all this horror storytelling, we lost one of our storytellers. She has just vanished into thin air.
No, she's slept.
Yeah, she said because it is 5 in the morning.
धीरे धीरे
दिख रहा है क्या किधर, मेरे को नहीं मालूम कैसे भी. तो सुबह के 5 बज गए. 5 बज गए.
I think they get the point.
Yeah, we started at 12 a.m. and now it's 5.
No, actually we started at 11 a.m. We switched locations.
Yeah,
11
switch
PM.
locations.
And
AM.
and all credit
अब
goes to
तुम
one
लोगे
lady.
roast. Thank you. Please roast him on that.
She wanted to switch the locations, Then she wanted
She
to
wanted.
eat her sandwich.
इतने बहुत
I wanted
नखरे
to
होते
eat a
हैं,
sandwich.
stars
I
के बहुत
didn't eat.
नखरे
I'm.
होते
I think people get what sandwich
हैं।
is.
और अकेले खाया मैं ऑफर भी नहीं किया by the way।
Grilled cheese that too.
जैसे कमीने तुम दोनों हो ना, अच्छा है मैंने वो hypothetical sandwich ऑफर नहीं किया।
चाहिए भी नहीं था, मैं तो मना ही कर रहा था.
हाँ grilled cheese तो तुम्हें सजेस्ट किया।
Okay, but any kind of ending remarks or something, or do you want to play that small game that we had
Oh, we can do that. Yeah.
just on an ending note?
Yeah, we'll just ask her a couple of questions and
And
we just see
Just
how
like
she
one-liner
answers.
answers from Tasvi.
One
Bro.
Tasvi and one-liners.
And at 5 a.m.
Do you want to start or do you want me to start? ठीक है. First question. Is it okay for girls to break up with a guy multiple times and get back together?
I don't know about okay, because it depends on what kind of breakups they are, what is the equation of the relationship, but I will do say that it is very common. And actually now that you say it, I don't think people talk about it a lot, but again it really depends. Like you might, then it all comes down to self-respect. Jiska bhi self-respect ho, I mean the girl, there are two sides. If she's trying constantly, getting fed up of the relationship, breaking up, but wanting to try again, like a battle within herself, or if it's a guy who, or vice versa, in both cases, if it's a guy who is like probably not feeling, he's feeling very controlled, basically. So is he behaving that way for a reason, or is he being used, or is she being used, as I said, vice versa, in both situations? But it depends, and like I don't know if
the
it's
answer
okay.
is it depends.
No.
And trust me when I say this question is perfect for you. That is the reason why I picked it. You know what I'm talking about.
Once again, no comments.
I thought you picked it up from the internet.
Yeah.
No,
He
I
did.
picked it up from an experience.
Evil.
So-
You are evil.
Next question. What are your biggest turn-offs?
Oh.
You can take a name
no
and we'll understand it.
But we want the audience to understand now. So
Listen, we don't want that kind of audience that understands. But no consideration, no efforts, and very, 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 very low accountability of things.
proper corporate description.
भाई इतने इंटरव्यूज दिए यूएस में बैठ के तो भी जॉब नहीं मिला.
So my second question: how does it feel to get validation on dating apps?
It was an eternity ago. See, it was an eternity ago. So let me just tell you, validation. Honestly, it feels kind of scripted. Scripted in the sense that this is what you expect from a dating app. Validations. Like you
But
will
girls
not
expect
expect
that.
somebody.
Boys don't
Arey,
expect that.
expect
You expect
matlab not expectations.
What the fuck you mean?
Not expectations. You already know. You pre-see it. If you're talking to somebody on a dating app, you wouldn't want them to roast you like your guy best friend, right?
Yeah.
That is the point of difference. You'll obviously want that. That is why you go on dating apps, to like get to know other people, or probably go out and date.
No, by validation I mean that obviously you have a sea of people, so
That's
many
what
likes,
you
so many
think.
matches.
That's what you guys think.
I mean,
You all
but
have, it's a fact.
Yeah,
See,
it's
but
genuinely a
that
fact.
doesn't make.
But it might make you feel a bit validated. थोड़ा बहुत तो लगता रहेगा ना कि
हाँ, but that is the whole
I have people to
thing.
choose from.
That is as basic as how many people follow you on Instagram, if it's a big deal to
And DMs ही बढ़े
people who are
in general.
yeah,
Boys are
and-
creeps basically. So.
yeah, and you never know what kind of creeps are there on dating apps as well.
Yeah.
What is more important for you, looks or personality?
Looks or personality, a blend of the both.
Good.
Very,
answer.
very diplomatic.
Good
It's not
answer.
diplomatic,
Good
it
answer.
is the way it is.
Otherwise, girls would have
Yeah.
like they usually say, "Oh, personality is more important than looks," but
No,
It's
it
not.
is very
I mean,
practical. I mean,
yeah.
and
You wouldn't
looks
date
are not just.
an ugly guy, right? Like,
I mean,
if she's so pretty, she wouldn't. I mean,
Don't need to insinuate something, bro. It's okay.
I have the biggest smile right now. But
मुझे पाँच से दिमाग
no,
काम नहीं कर रहा.
looks. But 1 second, it is so subjective. See, cut me off if I'm not making sense. The thing is, looks are also very, very, very subjective. You never know what your type is, so you can't qualify
is also
somebody
true.
as pretty,
That I agree.
not pretty, or whatever it is, because you might like something, other people might not be appealed to it or whatever. So looks are also very subjective, but personality is not.
So, my next question on similar lines: why are girls attracted to red flags?
We are not attracted to red flags. We
Lie.
choose not to see the red flags. You don't, honestly speaking, we are not attracted to red flags. You don't get to know a person until you talk to a person, until you are involved with a person. When the personality starts unraveling, the minute you feel if this is not generally what a behavior should be, or if this is not what you want, there are two categories. Neither of them, like one of them might like base it as a red flag, but the other might not. That's just your own preference. But somebody else, if I'm ranting to a girlfriend that, oh, this is happening, it's just the way I say it, that she's like, dude, that is a red flag. But what if it's not? It's just me. That could be okay with anybody else. That unravels over time. और जो चीज़ें generally accepted नहीं है, वो नहीं है. I mean, you cannot, like, if you are involved with someone, you cannot talk to 10 other people. That is a society accepted red flag. So that you don't come to know, right? Until I'm talking to somebody on the chat, how will I know that he's talking to 10 other people? Until I meet him, I keep going out with him, then I see his behavior, and I'm sure this way for everybody else. So I don't think we're attracted to red flags. We choose not to see them, and then when we see them, it is too late, and then it's too difficult to either live with them or to let go of them. And probably, I think that is why girls are so confused all the time.
What an eye opener, huh? Tasvi. And proper जैसा literal eye opener कि यहाँ से भी खोल दिया, यहाँ से मेरे बाप रे सुबह 5
तू सोच नहीं, I'm telling
नहीं,
you.
मैं honestly ना इसने जो आंसर दिया ना, जब ये हम YouTube पे डालेंगे या जब फर्स्ट ड्राफ्ट आएगा, मैं तब भी उसको अच्छे से सुनूंगा. अभी तो अच्छा ही बोल रही है, कुछ ना कुछ अच्छा ही बोल रही है.
नहीं, honestly, I'll tell you. Also, if you actually, no, it's not that women are complicated. That is the whole thing women have been trying to tell men. It's just that
men are stupid.
no, I'm not even saying that. I'm not even anti-men. I'm just saying the two need to learn to coexist together and accept, embrace everything about it. I was just looking at a Vicky Kaushal interview where somebody was like that, what do you do in a situation जहाँ हमको लग रहा है कि कलेश होने वाला है? Here's a very, very, very spot on answer. And me being a girl and having these thoughts, I did not even want to, I could connect with him basically. He was just like, जब मुझे पता चल रहा है कलेश होने वाला है, you suddenly, because men 95% of the times are logic givers and women think emotionally. So trust me, when we are having an outburst, we don't want logic. We know what the logic is, but वो जो frustration है, anger है, in the moment emotions है, please let us feel that and you feel that with us so that it gets validated, that entire thing, because in the end we also know how to handle the situation basically. If like I was just talking to my dad the other day and I was like, how am I supposed to travel yaar itna, because I'd just gotten back from the US and then I got a job and I had to travel to Bandra almost 6 days a week, which was like I didn't have, my undergrad was also not in like, it was at a 7-minute distance. I mean, the last I traveled on a regular basis in a local train was during my 12th when I actually had to go to Villaparle. So, मेरी आदत छूट गई थी. I was just panicking about the whole thing and I was like, kaise I'll do this, that, and I was just trying to get my head in the game. And my dad is like, usme kya, just do this. And he very nicely laid out an entire schedule, and he was like, what is the big deal if you go on this time, you catch this train, itna to karna hi padega, and all of that. And suddenly I was like, I know, but let me myself, this is my way of telling my brain and my heart ki tujhe, even I know what to do. Tomorrow if I have to go, I wouldn't stand at the platform and cry. That oh shit, I know I'm going to hop on that train however it is, and it's been I think 2 weeks, and like I'm doing considerably well, still trying to figure out whatever it is. No, dude, at 7 in the evening, there was a time when we used to like literally hang from the train and go. It was that easy. I used to get off from a moving train and get on a moving train. It's also because, okay, in 2021 or something, I'd gone on a trek, and I kind of had this very, 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 very bad incident where I was supposed to board that moving train, and I stumbled, and had my friend not caught me that day, I would have literally gone right down the tracks, and I don't know what after that. I mean, if he wouldn't have pulled, my leg would have twisted and I would have like fallen on my face and went under. I know how it was going to end. But that thing, jab wo moch aane wali thi, he pulled me up, and my leg, instead of bending and my body instead of collapsing, it hit the rail, like it hit the train, the moving train, and the base of the train, and then I had a very, 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 very bad fracture, and it was a whole thing. So I kind of got traumatized after that. And even during once while going to college, I got into a crazy accident, like in the auto rickshaw. Like wo pura rickshaw 360 flip hua tha, and I was out of the rickshaw, and I have photos of bruises and stuff. And that rickshaw guy, bro, I'm holding the meter side, and I'm out of the rickshaw.
कौन से grade की बात है?
This is second year degree college.
अच्छा.
Yeah, and I was
तो
out.
तूने रोहित शेट्टी की फिल्म नहीं देखी?
So this is the best we can do at 5 a.m. bro.
Hell no.
Next question पूछ. A man with money or a man with personality?
Personality.
Personality?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Personality can get you money.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a good point.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I can tell she
Usme
has become
I'll
a
tell
bit
you.
like intellectual after her US episodes.
Yeah.
I have grown.
Couple of years ago, you wouldn't have said the same thing.
गोल्ड डिगर बोल रहा है यंग तस्वी को गोल्ड डिगर
नहीं यार, वो कुछ और बोल रहा है.
अच्छा
गोल्ड डिगर तो मैं
जो बंदा इसको डेट करता है वो गोल्ड डिगर होगा.
वो तो है. घर देख लो भाई. Last question.
निकलो.
And I think this is an important one, I feel, for some person. मैं ज़्यादा नहीं बोलूँगा. How do you girls give exams or do important work, during your periods? Because I think it is super tough.
Yeah, very
example.
difficult.
Example, CA exams होते थे and they used to last for like around 15 to 20 days, something range in that.
Having constant pain plus figuring everything out.
And
You learn to live with it. It's like a thing you are stuck with. You can't do anything about it, right? So, why would you, like, you're already in pain, you already are feeling a surge of emotions, you already want to cry, yell, be nice, everything at the same time. Why would you want to additionally give yourself the pain to also be incapable of doing your everyday things? So basically that is the only reason we overcome it, because like that doesn't make us less powerful. And sometimes for me, people like me, it is very worse. Like I have to stop everything I'm doing during that cramp. I have the worst cramps. I have to stand there for those 30 seconds or 1 minute or whatever it is. It's a little weird, but then I go on about my day. So it's like whatever it is, we didn't choose for it, but now that we have to live with it, we won't like
Sit and complain.
Yeah, sit and even if we want to complain, we do.
Yeah.
We generally do, and that's not even something which we can help. So I think you
Because I think
genuinely you learn to live with it.
Like, but kudos for that, because I face some minor inconvenience, example during my
Yeah.
exams, and I feel, yaar abhi hona tha kya, and I can't handle it. But then I
There's
see-
so much more to it than just that.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. So the whole, you don't know that, it is sad that we have period pain stimulators, or at least men. I mean, sad in a way that period pains are pathetic, but if only along with that, it is the fact that it's the only thing available, there should also be an emotional, like, pain
Correct.
stimulator.
Not just physical pain.
Yeah, because that is when you know how those two go hand in hand. And that is when, dude, I'm telling you, 90% of the females will accept this, that we don't realize why we get angry. We don't realize why we want to cry. You have a whole episode of crying, and then the next day you get a period and you're just like, okay, I wasn't a sad bitch, but this is the reason. I mean, you don't know, it is not in your control. Like, just imagine your emotions not being in your control. It is so difficult to live with that, because somebody is doing something nice for you, but tumhe gussa aa raha hai. And how do you justify that?
Yeah.
And then everything is so heightened that even if that phase dies out, that anger dies out, say after how many ever hours, minutes, whatever, then you start feeling guilty that what is happening. And then you want to feel bad about the guilt, because that is also so heightened, because this is what these hormones do to you. It's a complete cycle. For a sadness, but then you want to be happy, so you do something nice that distracts you. It's literally a practice that we knowingly or unknowingly carve into our cycle, and I think that is how it is, because again, you can't help it. I mean, it's just करो अभी जो करना है, क्या ही कर सकते हैं, like yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's okay, it's still okay.
Boys are crybabies, bro. That's the reason why girls, I don't think any one of us can pull this off. The amount of pain that you guys
Yeah, it
deal
is
with.
true.
Yeah,
It is very
the only
painful.
reason why I asked this question, because I just had this curiosity in mind. जब ऐसा एक दो बार मेरे को लगा कि like एग्जाम में अगर कुछ इनकन्वीनियंस हो गया छोटा मोटा, तो लग जाता है कि यार क्या एकदम किस्मत खराब है, but when girls are on your cycle during those exam days or some
It's
important
physically
work days, so
impossible to get up also.
and an example in in my CA exams, there have been so many times that girls have topped the CA exam.
Yeah.
So I thought like भाई सल्यूट है, मतलब एक तो इतना पढ़ना, फिर वो लाइक 15 दिन में अगर कुछ वो हो रहा है, मतलब अगर आपका साइकिल तभी फॉल हो रहा है, हाँ,
and you never know who is
Exactly.
going through what, and like I'm telling you, it's become a routine. It has become a practice. Like we do get pissed, we do complain like on the first day or for a first couple of hours, but then we 5 days, 7 days, 3 days, for whoever it is, you have to live through it. I mean, you can't do anything about it. Or our society also doesn't kind of, in a good way, but sometimes in a bad way, permit us to take the liberty of it as and when necessary. Because today I don't see period pain being an excuse to me missing work. Because then it just feels like नहीं यार इतना तो मैं कर ही सकती हूँ ना, मतलब
कोई तो एक कंट्री में हुआ था ऐसा, कुछ लॉ पास हुआ था,
yeah,
कहाँ पे भूल गया,
I don't
First
know,
day.
but अच्छा, I don't know, but
Yeah,
I
about
know
this period
something
pains
like
only, if
yeah,
I'm not
I
wrong,
know
I'm not
something
wrong.
like you can take a leave is validated if also it is based on period pains, but like cramps or whatever. But I don't know about this first day or last one.
नहीं चेक करना पड़ेगा.
On that note, thank you, Tasvi, for
जोश था भाई.
on that note, thank you, Tasvi,
Please, 5:30 बजे इतना जोश काफी.
for coming on this podcast.
5:30 AM.
And thank you to Kashish. We lost her, unfortunately.
Yes.
I mean, she's just sleeping. We didn't kill her.
Yeah, we didn't kill her.
And thank you for
He
letting us
wants to
into
be
your
a
home.
murderer. Shut up, are you crazy?
And fuck you for making... Okay, cut that.
आंटी मस्ती कर रही है.
मम्मा मेरे फ्रेंड्स गाली देते हैं.
आपकी बेटी से ही सीखा है। हम ये तो फिर भी इंग्लिश में निकल गया।
नहीं वो छोड़ जाने दे, कनाडा आने की प्रैक्टिस कर।
Cool guys.
Thank you so much for watching.
See you guys again. Thank you for
Thank you for
watching.
having me. It was
Please like,
amazing.
share, subscribe.